Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And my question of today is, are you still holding XRP? Put yes or no in the comment section down below. And that was basically my question. If you are enjoying the daily crypto content, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, because why not? Right now, we are going sideways on XRP and Bitcoin, and I keep reminding you guys, we want to wait for one more day. We actually have to wait for just like a couple of hours, I actually believe. Yeah, just a couple of hours, and then this is actually going to close the daily, and then we're going to be perfect as long as we are in the green. I would usually consider this a really bullish move. Are we completely in the clear? I'm going to say no, but I'm pretty confident that we would be then if we get another confirmation. I want to quickly come back as well to this little tweet from earlier today. Alistar said, rumor, Facebook will announce they hold Bitcoin on their books when they release their quarterly result after trading closes tomorrow. To be honest, even though I covered this one previously already, I think Alistair here just thought about it himself. He's like, you know what? This will get me a lot of attention, because who tells you a rumor like this? Unless it's Facebook themselves, right? Or maybe it's some huge investor. But then again, if it is, why would you share it over on Twitter if it's told to you in real private? You know what? I sometimes feel like those whistleblowers, if they're not public, then it's okay. But in this case, the Alistair here is really not hiding for it. Let's just see, let's just kind of find it out here. It would be really interesting, and it would to a certain degree be an interesting and a logical move if they were to get into it. Wages of Freedom here says they are the highest likelihood of big tech, in my opinion. And to be honest, yeah, they definitely have a good shot at making it there, because a lot of the members are enthusiastic on it, and I must admit once more, they are really, to quite a far degree, busy with crypto, so they couldn't say no to Bitcoin in that degree. We're going to talk about that a little bit later today in the interview, which once more is coming up in like 2 hours from now, something like that. So once more, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, because you don't want to miss out on that. Then I saw Allison over on Twitter here talk about the FLR and XRP, but mostly FLR price, saying, I'm sorry, XRP community, I just can't let this go that easily. Did anyone notice FLR price on Blockfolio jump to 194? And there's actually two parts which I think are interesting. One is the huge increase in price, because it's plus 136. So that is interesting. And second of all, Flare is not out yet. All right, please let us quickly remind you again that Flare is not out yet. Whatever is being shown to you is a price based on IOUs by some exchanges and some aggregators maybe. The real Flare is yet to get alive, basically yet to find its own net. So that's going to take another month or two, if you are wondering about it, right? So this one is not the real Flare. I do not think the real FLR can actually be worth more than XRP at the way it currently stands, because there's actually more FLR circulating than XRP. However, from the start, there's only going to be 15 billion FLR. Then again, there are some income tax concerns. We're going to see it. We're going to see it. We're going to see it. Then, XRP researcher posted, what happens to the price of XRP when utility kicks in? That's actually a really interesting point. I really do not cover enough, I think, the difference between a utility bull run and a kind of a hypey bull run. In this specific case here, XRP is going up like crazy, not yet because of the utility, but for a part, of course, the lawsuit. We have tomorrow and we have the 30th coming up, which are really important dates. And also for a part, just the bull run feeling of all the people with basically Ethereum and whatnot, right? Just people being afraid of Bitcoin right now because of the whole Biden ordeal, the big freaking taxes, and just really excited about Ethereum and every other crypto that might be involved with DeFi. And XRP, of course, with the FLR is also going to be involved with DeFi, but mostly just XRP has its own niche. It's just whenever Ethereum goes up, XRP does follow it like a little baby. But in this case here, it went up even more than Ethereum did, which was really nice to see. So then again, it comes up the question, who follows who, right? SEC lawsuit heats up. Ripple CEO says it's hard to describe a small company like his as harassing the SEC. So one of the most interesting pieces of news which came out earlier, a couple of days ago already, was that the SEC said Ripple is harassing them. I believe that was actually the 21st where they said that. So the most interesting point within that little argument is that the SEC is really fetching, right? They're really grappling, trying to get as much information as possible out of Ripple's pockets. And when Ripple was trying to get some information out of them, they were like, oh, but it doesn't work that way. They're like, oh, well, that's bad. And even though I'm going to talk about this a little bit in the interview, which is coming up, I keep shining it out because I worked hard on getting that done, and I want you guys all to see it. So make sure you are freaking subscribed and refresh my channel, because otherwise you might miss it. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting little part, right? It's just everything here that has been going on is interesting in regard to lawsuit, but specifically the part where, again, my own opinion, the SEC is now saying that Ripple is overreaching. If you don't know what it means with overreaching, right now between Ripple and the SEC, there's a lawsuit going on, and they are in a discovery phase, which basically means they're trying to dig up as much dirt on the other party to basically win, right? And there's been a couple of pieces in the midst here which are relevant, but not relevant to the discovery itself, or at least for your understanding of it. What is interesting, though, is that Ripple has been told by the judge that they can get some information out of the SEC. Specifically, they can get some information regarding the internal memos. At least they had to meet and confirm about that, so kind of discussion. But what they could certainly get was all the talks of the SEC about Bitcoin, Ether, and XRP outside of, I guess, just outside, just not internally. Now, with that said, once more, Ripple tried to go a little step further to try to get one extra custodian. They only got permission for 19, and the actual memos, which they had to meet and confer for. They wanted that stuff now. They were trying to look for it. And the SEC was saying, well, we don't want to give that because, well, we're not obliged to give you any internals, and our internals are protected via the governmental right because of personnel here. If they couldn't talk freely, then that would be a big issue, and they're going to really dive deep into that one. There's partially something coming out tomorrow, partially coming out the 30th. Mostly the 28th here tomorrow is going to be Ripple's response to the SEC saying they're harassing them. And then the 30th is going to be a hearing between Ripple and the SEC where Ripple basically says the SEC is contacting foreign regulators. We don't like that. So we want to kind of put a stop into that. Once more, it's going to be really freaking interesting because now it's all coming together, right? SEC saying that Ripple's overreaching. Ripple saying that the SEC is overreaching, but also going after the founders of Ripple and whatnot. It's interesting. It is really freaking interesting. Then analyst on why Ripple's XRP doom could turn out to be a boom for Stellar's XLM. It is sometimes easy to forget how competitive the cryptocurrency market is, especially when a lot of assets are seemingly thriving all at once. However, time and time again, we are reminded of how increasingly possible it is for even the largest crypto to be kicked off the market and replaced with another. I would actually like to say no. I do not think in any way, shape, or form that XLM will be able to replace XRP. But that is not because the tech behind XLM is worse. No, the tech behind Stellar's XLM and Ripple's XRP is literally the same because it has the same founder and it's basically built the exact same way. The differences start to lie in what it is being used for, who's the lead, what their plan is, what their use case is, and the way they defined it, and that is where things really start to crumble quite quickly. Ripple's XRP is mostly made for the bigger banks, for the bigger institutions. Stellar's XLM is made for peer-to-peer. Can they replace one another? In functionality-wise, yes, but it's, in this specific case, all about what the companies have built for them. So Stellar is, XLM basically, is nothing without Stellar behind it, without the company. XRP is almost nothing without the company behind it. I mean, the tokens would still survive, and Ripple and XRP can definitely survive without each other, but we're talking about how good would it have turned out and how excited would it be about it. Logically, if there's no foundation for a crypto, you're obviously not that excited, but then again, in this specific case, what would there really be so special about XLM or XRP without the foundation behind it? XRP is fast, XRP is literally one of the fastest coins out there. It's definitely fast, let's put it like that. It's really a good payments coin. It's cheap in this sense as well, where there's a lot more coins than with Bitcoin, which might be a little bit more annoying to use for very small purposes, and it's really cheap to send over, right? Those are a couple of points. The issue comes in, well, where's the real utility? You can say it's a payment token, which is fine, but then who's going to use it? Why would they use XRP instead of another crypto, which is a little bit more centralized, maybe with a higher TPS? As an example, right? Or why would they not just use their own? Why? There's so many questions going to pop up. It's only because then you start to say like, okay, but Ripple made a whole ecosystem for them. Ripple's expanding the use and this, that, which could have been done by other parties too, and which would have been done partially, but not to that degree, not as fast and whatnot. I keep trying to say this because I want to make a big difference between the security and XRP still, because they would survive without each other, and this could have happened without the help of Ripple, but it's just so much faster, so much more efficient, and that's also the key difference between Ripple and Stellar, where Ripple has such a different use case built than Stellar has that it would be like, well, if Stellar were to do a 180 right now and focus purely on this, yeah, they might get something like that done. They might replace XRP because it would literally be Stellar trying to copy what Ripple has done. And because they have the same tech in some degree, all they need is then to build Ripple's solution, which is, again, RippleNet, for example. They don't have any of that. They only have, the XRP type of crypto. They don't really have the whole plan, the whole RippleNet type of plan. So, no, they couldn't replace it. That's really strange. Here it says the collapse of the Ripple system, in turn, is likely to increase investors' interest in a similar decentralized project, Stellar, with the XLM token. From that perspective, though, could it be more interest in XLM? I also think no. I actually think exactly the opposite. I think if XRP is going down, XLM is going down twice as hard because, well, everybody's all of a sudden really scared. And you might think XLM doesn't have that escrow anymore, which Ripple has for XRP. Partially true, partially true. That doesn't mean the securities sale wasn't really the same, though. So if XRP is going down, I firmly believe XLM is going down. And I guess let's wait for that. This payment system duplicates the function of Ripple, but is not tied to a private company, and therefore it is perhaps better protected from prosecution, he added. I once more disagree with that as well. They have switched over their roles a little bit better. Doesn't mean it's actually better for the SEC. They'll find a way to sue you and make your life miserable. So I don't think that's some key in this sense either. Once more, guys, Bybit is the platform I'm using. Some of you guys said don't use it. I don't know why. I've had only positive experiences with it thus far. If you ever have anything negative to say, let me know. And if you're not sure if you can use it from your country, just maybe type it in on the interwebs. I'm not sure about any country out there, but I know specifically for the US and the UK, you cannot use it. But if you're using a VPN, they have no KYC and they don't ban accounts. So even if you accidentally log in from the UK, all you have to do is just quickly go on a VPN and then you'll be able to access your account. And you don't need to do upload your ID and whatnot because they do not have KYC, so it's really freaking simple. And it's a platform I'm using right now. It works like a charm, but make sure you are careful with leverage trading. Let's make that really freaking clear. There are some huge deposit bonuses, but don't let those blindside you that it is still a dangerous game. And if you don't know what you're doing, don't attempt. Once more, make sure you are subscribed because there is another cool video coming, another interview. As I just said, it's going to be freaking interesting. It's going to be coming out in a couple of hours from now. I'm not sure when. I need to find the prime spot, right? Because I worked hard on this. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video, I guess later today.